Welcome to Miss Emily's Kitchen. I'm Miss Emily. Today we're here for Season 2, Episode 3. We're going to be making one of my favorite appetizers to order from Chinese takeout, but we're making it right here at home. It's crab rangoons. If you don't know what they are, it's a nice little wonton wrapper that has a crab meat and cream cheese filling. They're super good leftover, cold, I'll eat them reheated, doesn't matter. All right, let's get into cooking. Okay, so to start our crab rangoons, we're gonna make the filling. You're gonna need a small mixing bowl out, and then we're gonna take 2 8-ounce containers of chive and onion cream cheese. This is kind of a skip cheater step because you can just use regular cream cheese and put chives in it, but I like to skip the extra work. So take 2 containers and put it in your bowl. This is gonna make quite a few wontons, so that's awesome. And the nice part about this, if you didn't want to go through the trouble of filling them, you could just use this as a dip. Right, so now we're gonna add 1 can of crab meat. You can use imitation crab for this if you like, but that's a little bit sweeter, so I like to use just the regular. Okay. And now we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons of sugar. This is optional. I like my crab rangoons a little on the sweeter side. I know some restaurants make them more savory and more onion. I like the sweet ones. Now we're just gonna take our fork and mix it all together. And if you're using bricks of cream cheese and adding your chives in, you're gonna wanna let those soften, so that way this is a little bit easier to mix up. But mine's already pretty soft, so I didn't need to worry. I know this filling doesn't always look the most appetizing, but it'll be really, really gorgeous wrapped up inside those nice wonton wrappers and all golden brown. All right, so now that a lot of the mixing is out of the way, I'm gonna switch over to a spatula just to scrape down the sides of the bowl. All right. Now we're ready to start filling. So you're gonna wanna have a cutting board out. That's what we're gonna do our wrapping on. And we'll get our wonton wrappers. This is what the package looks like. I get them at the grocery store. It's usually in the produce section, which is kind of odd, but that's where I can typically find them at. And you wanna make sure they're wonton wrappers, not egg roll wrappers or anything like that, because these are the little square ones. So we'll take a wonton wrapper, and they're pretty thin. You can kind of see they're really flexible. And if you're worried about them drying out, you can have them under a moist paper towel, but I'm not too worried about it this time because we'll go pretty quick. So you want to turn it with the point facing forward and have a little spoonful. You don't want to get too much, just a little bit, and put it right in the middle. There's a lot of different ways to wrap these, but this is just what I like to do. And then here we've got a beaten egg on the side because that's what's going to help close it. You just dip your finger and spread it along 2 of the sides. And if you want to wipe your fingers off in between, you want to take it and fold it over. Most important part is you want to squeeze out any air. So I just take 2 pinkies and kind of squish down around the filling and then flatten your edges. Because if you get filling leaking out, you can kind of see on my first one, I got a little squish out of the side. It makes it more likely to have air pockets in it, which will mean it'll pop in your oven or fryer. So you take that, see if you can kind of clean off your edges a little bit. And so this is our first wonton. We'll put it on. I've got my air fryer sheets over here that are lined in tin foil. These can also go in the oven. They just won't get as crispy, or they can go in an actual deep fryer. I just like the air fryer because it's easy. So now we'll just keep filling. Take another wrapper. It's only really about a teaspoon of filling that goes in the middle. It's really not much. You don't need a lot. Because if you overfill, they will explode, and that's not good. All right, and seal your edges. You can also use just water to seal the edges too. I like the egg wash because it's a little tighter of a seal. Take your 2 pinkies and down. Make sure all your air bubbles are out. And you just have your little pocket of filling right here in the middle. And this one's a little bit neater. Some people like to take these and wrap the edges or make it into a little purse shape. I just think this is the easiest way to go. So after you're done wrapping all of them, you'll just take your air fryer sheet or whatever you're using. If you're gonna bake them, make sure to spray them down with a little cooking oil first because that'll help them brown. But if you're gonna deep fry them, don't worry about that since they'll go straight in the oil. So I'm gonna spray these down pretty well. They're gonna go in my air fryer at 400 degrees for about 3 to 4 minutes. Then I'll flip them over and they'll go about 2 minutes more. Just make sure if you're doing it in the air fryer to line it in foil, because if they leak, this will help stop it from burning on the bottom. All right, we'll go get these in the air fryer and we'll be right back. Okay, now that they're out of the air fryer, you can see we've got them all laid out nice and pretty. The edges got a little crispy, so it's really, really yummy. And I've served it with a little bit of sweet and sour sauce. Thanks for watching this episode of Miss Emily's Kitchen. Today we made crab rangoons. As always, the recipe will be posted down in the description and eventually added to our website. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.